and welcome to Fondant Sculpting at the Davenport Public Library. Can you believe we are in week 4? We have made some really cool things. We have made the bunny. The bunny is my favorite, although if you remember, my second bunny did not come out very well. And then we made the dragon pig, or a pink elephant. And then last week we made the octopus, which is pretty cool. I don't know, I really like the octopus. And the octopus would be fun on a birthday cake that you did. Maybe you made the frosting blue and made kind of an ocean scene, and you could make an octopus and put on top. So those are some of the things that we have made today. Today we are going to tackle this guy. He's pretty cool, I think. He's pretty cool. He's an elephant. He's kind of a stylized elephant. So you can get out your block and you can knead it until it is the consistency that you want it to be. And then we're going to flatten it like a pancake, like we have done many times already. And this, if you have a rolling pin and you get that out, it'll go a lot faster for you than to do this. And you can use pretty much anything that is cylinder shaped to be a rolling pin. You can use, if you have a glass that is round, or a cup. If it's something, if you're not going to eat this stuff, you don't need to worry so much about what you're using. If you are going to eat it, I mean, if you're making the fondant to put on a cake or a decoration or even a cookie, then be sure that you have sterilized anything that you use on your project. And one little tip that you can have is you can take your parchment paper or your wax paper and you can fold it over the top. So then you can use your rolling pin or whatever you're using to flatten your fondant pancake without it actually touching your fondant. Okay, and this one we want to get kind of thin. I know with the bunny rabbit we left it a little bit fatter, but we don't want to get it so thin that we can't work with it, because that can happen too. Okay, how you doing? I know sometimes what takes the longest is just getting the fondant to the right consistency to work with it. Okay, I think I'm happy with how flat I have mine. I'll hold it up for you to see. It's about so big, and it is, see, it's pretty thin. It's maybe the same as a tortilla, the same thickness as a tortilla. I guess I could make a fondant quesadilla. Ugh, I don't know, that sounds pretty disgusting. Okay, I'm going to show you the elephant again. Here he is. So how do you think we could do that? Have you got some ideas? Okay, well, I have a clue for you. You see the back of it? The trunk is not a separate piece. It's the same piece. Okay, so here we go. We're going to take our pancake and we're going to cut it in half. Just going to slide it right down the middle. Okay. I don't know if you can see that. Right down the middle. Okay, and now we are going to cut it in half again. If it's easier, you can turn it so that you can find the middle. And it doesn't have to be exact again, but you want to get it pretty close. So now we have 4 pieces. I'll hold it up so that you can see. Okay, so we have kind of a pie, kind of a fondant pie going. Okay, now, here is the fun part. We're going to take one of our squares, our pie pieces, I guess they're not squares, and we're just going to kind of roll the center in a little bit. You take the curved part, not the point. You want to take the middle of the curved part and kind of push it in toward the tip of the triangle. Okay. So it's going to look kind of like that. Okay. So then once you do that, you take these two edges. Okay, here's your flap that you just folded in. You take the two edges and fold them together. Like that. So this is what you're going to end up with. And if you look at this, do you see how that works? Okay. I don't know. I got a kind of a weird shape. Don't do it up in the air. Just do it on your paper. Okay, so that's what that's going to look like. And we're going to do all four of them like that. See if I can get it better just by holding it down here. Okay, so fold your center, or just kind of roll it up a little bit. And then take your edges and pinch them together. Ta-da! Roll up the center. We're going to do that with all four of them. And then pinch it together. For some reason, I don't think my fondant was that airtight. It's a little bit crackly today. It's not as soft as it has been. But that's okay. I can still work with it. Okay, now I told you not to do it in the air, and then I pick it up and try to do it in the air. It just doesn't work very well that way. It's easier on the paper. Okay, so now you have all four of your pieces. Can you see them? You have all four of your pieces. And we're going to put them together. Put them together like that. It's pretty, isn't it? It's like a flower. Okay, once you do that, we're just going to take all four of the stems, this part here at the end, so the farthest part away from these pointed ends, and we're going to pinch those together. And just kind of work with them a little bit, because this is what is going to turn into your trunk. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It looks like a flower. I kind of want to just leave it like this. Of course, then it wouldn't be an elephant. Okay, so here's what it looks like right now. And we're just going to take this trunk and we're going to fold it. And we'll play with it a little bit. Just kind of gently and squeeze it and shape it, and you can shape your flowers. And remember that fondant is very forgiving. If you do something and you don't like it, you can just squish it all back up and start all over. Just keep in mind that it picks up lint and stuff, so that when you're doing it, the more times you do it, the more chance you have to get it all linty and get crumbs in it and stuff. Okay, so now once I get my trunk down, it looks like this. Okay, now this is the top of your trunk and this is the end of your trunk. So it kind of felt like we turned it upside down, didn't it? Okay, now we take our or chips or whatever you're going to use for eyes. And we're going to just, well, put it on the paper so you can see what you're doing. Don't hold it up in the air and do it. Okay, and you can just poke your eyes in there. Oh, he's cute. Okay. And then you can kind of play with your trunk a little bit. You could take your knife if you want to, and put little, put some little dips in your trunk. There he is. There is my elephant. He's got kind of droopy ears. So here is the one that I made for the example. And here's the new one. I would say today it went pretty well. It looks pretty much like the original. So I would love to see yours. I would love to see how your project came out. So if you want to, go ahead and pop up a picture of your elephant or any of the creations that you've made this time into the comments. And I would just love to see them. Okay, next week is our last week already. And we will be making this fish, which is not really as hard as you would think. And remember how you have the fork in your kit? We're finally going to use the fork on his tail. So that's next week. I will see you then. Have a great week, and I hope you get to play with fondant.